exciting to see all these faces back. We've got Josephine and Lydia and Lori on the computer.
Hi.
And we've got Pam and Chris and Kim here in the room. So this is a great way to start the week. So let's just begin in our chair. Go ahead and push your hips back to the back of the chair. And place your hands palm down on your thighs. Roll the shoulders back and raise your chin. And begin to deep breathe. Start to imagine your breath being like the waves in the ocean, just undulating and soft, and you're just bobbing on top of it. Don't have to make any effort, just nice big breath in through the nose. Nice long warming breath out through the mouth. And see if you can set an intention for today's practice. Perhaps you've had a busy weekend, the beginning of the week. Perhaps you've got a long list of things to do that you're not looking forward to. Or perhaps there's some issues with people in your life that you're going to have to deal with. And use this hour this morning to stop and reflect on how you want to handle these things, how you want to proceed. So you can do so taking good care of yourself and doing no harm to others. And also having resolution and continuing to move forward. Lots of challenges in dealing with just everyday life like this. And when we can come back to this place where we breathe in slowly, breathe out slowly, feel this soft, quiet, still place inside, which is always available to you to come back to. And begin to find refuge here. So set your intention for the hour and for the day, and perhaps for the week if you're feeling like you're ready to take on challenges. With your next exhalation, go ahead and open the eyes. Scoot the hips forward onto the chair. Make sure your feet are flat on the ground. And then go ahead and look down and raise those toes up, spread them out so you've got kind of like duck feet, a little bit more balance there. Drop the hands to the side. Pay attention to the spine. Straighten everything up nice and tall. Inhale, bring the hands overhead. Bring your gaze to meet the hands. Exhale, hands back down. Again, inhale, overhead. Gaze comes up as well. Exhale, hands back down. One more time, really reach out with the arms. Reach up overhead, reach, reach, reach. Touch the fingertips. Bring the hands to the heart center. Stop here and press the thumbs into the chest. Notice the rate of your heartbeat and your breath. Where are you this morning? See if you can feel the stillness within. Go ahead and drop the hands down again. We're going to drop the right hand down all the way towards the floor and bring the left hand overhead, arching it up and looking under that arm to look out under the left elbow. Go ahead and come back up. Twist to the right, the left hand comes across. See if you can bring that right hand to the back of the chair and look back over your right shoulder. And exhale back to center. Left side, hand goes down, right hand comes overhead. Big stretch. Rotate that rib cage up towards the ceiling. Look under the arm. Exhale back to the center. Inhale, turn to the left, right hand crosses over. Left hand goes to the back of the chair and look over that left shoulder. Exhale back to the center. Let's do some shoulder circles. So we're going to bring the shoulders forward and then up to the earlobes and then roll the shoulder blades back down and bring the shoulders down. You may notice some little noises in the spine and the shoulder joints. Hear some little crickling noises as you wake up your body. Again, forward and up and back. When you get to the bottom, let's do the opposite. Bring the shoulders back and up to the earlobes and forward. Really hunch them forward, stretching the back. Again, back and up and forward. One more time, really open the chest this time, bring them back up high to the earlobes, forward and release. Drop the head so the chin is on the chest. Go ahead and bring the chin back and forth, drawing a little smiley face on your chest with the chin. And then bring the right ear over the right shoulder. Big, long stretch through the left side of the neck. Feel everything come over. Feel the stretch from the ear, hopefully all the way down to the shoulder, nice and gentle. Drop the chin forward again onto the chest. Bring the left ear over the left elbow, left shoulder, excuse me. And again, feel that big stretch between the ear and the shoulder. And bring the head upright. Go ahead and drop the chin down. Bring the head up high. Really increase the spine here. Drop the head down. Bring the head up high. One more time. Exhale, drop the chin. Nice big inhale. Bring the head to the center portion. And notice if you feel a little bit more alertness now from all the big breaths that we're doing, bringing oxygen into the body. Go ahead and bring the hands to the shoulders and draw some circles with the elbows. Again, you may notice some little noises happening. It's okay. See if you can keep the motions fluid and big. And when you get to the bottom, go ahead and go the opposite direction. Now bring the elbows towards the front. And one more time, and down. Go ahead and pinwheel the feet out to the side of the mat so that the feet are pointing out at about a 45-degree angle, and so are the knees. Bring the hands to the inside of the opposite elbows. Draw the chest forward so you're bringing the sternum forward, and begin to lead with that sternum, lead with the heart into a forward fold towards the ground in front of you. Nice and slow and steady. When you get to the end, go ahead and bring the chin into the chest again. Drop the top of the head down. Notice the stretching in the lower back. It should feel really good from the seat up through the bottom part of your back. Drop the hands onto the mat. Inhale, breathe up just an inch or two. Big exhale here, drop down even further. See if you can stretch that lower back just a little bit more. Lovely. Go ahead and walk the hands over to the right, bringing the chest above the right knee. Be careful to keep the left glutes still on the chair. You don't want to raise up. If you get to the point where you're starting to raise, that's where you want to stop. Inhale, walk the hands to the center. Exhale, walk them over to the right. Again, notice that the right seat stays on the chair. Come back to the center. Go ahead and grab your block and put it below your face on the floor. Yogi's choice. If you want it on the flattest side, or if you need a couple more inches, feel free to do it on the medium side. But we're going to place the right palm in the middle of the block here. And exhale, bring the left hand overhead, big twist through the spine. See if you can bring that left shoulder up even closer towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it back down to the center. Now the left hand goes on the block, right hand comes up and overhead. Notice any differences between the sides. Exhale, bring that hand down. Now, when you come up, go ahead and bring the block with you, holding on to it on both sides. Inhale, bring the block overhead. Exhale, lean over to the right. If this is too much for your shoulders, feel free just to do it out in front. That's fine. Exhale back to the center. Inhale over to the left. Exhale at the bottom. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the right. Nice big stretch to the waist. Inhale back up to center. Bring the block out in front of you at chest height. Arms are straight, but the arms are not locked. The elbows aren't locked. Go ahead and rotate, bring that block around to the right as far as you can, opening that waist up. Exhale back to the center. Inhale to the left. Exhale back to the center. One more time. Inhale. Really bring it around to the right. Stretch, stretch. Make sure your knees are staying where they're supposed to be. Exhale back to center. Knees stay over the ankles. Inhale to the left. And exhale back to center. Amazing how heavy a block can get in just a few minutes. Go ahead and release it to the side. Bring your feet down to the mat in front of you. Make sure that they're on the mat so you've got a nice rubber surface for your heels to grip onto. Roll the shoulders back, bring the chest forward, and very slowly slide the arms down the legs into a forward fold. Try and keep the lower part of the back straight. So that means you're pushing the belly button forward. And then the curve should happen just through the shoulders. See how far you can come today with a challenge, but no pain. You might be the calves, might be the ankles. You might come all the way to the toes. Just notice, no judgment. Where you come today might be different than yesterday, and that's okay. Exhale, come back up halfway. Take a big breath here, straightening the spine. Inhale, and exhale, forward fold again. Notice what a nice full body stretch this is. You should be feeling it behind the knees, in the glutes, in the lower back, in the shoulders, and perhaps even in the forearms. Exhale, then come back up to center. Go ahead and roll those shoulders back. Keep the spine nice and tall. Feet come back flat to the floor. Let's take the right foot and bring it up onto the left leg. Take a few moments here to get comfortable on the sits bones. Make sure that you're equally balanced on both sides. Keep the foot flexed to better protect the knee. Go ahead and grab a hold of the foot and the knee and raise it up just slightly off the supporting knee and move it back and forth to the right and left. This is a very small movement, just like an inch or so. Just like, you can go ahead and leave it down there and just do this if you want to. Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, it shouldn't cause any tweaking in the hip. It should just be a nice little movement to open everything up. Then release, take both hands and push on that knee. Again, very soft movement. You're not trying to hurt anything in the hip joint. You're just creating some space to the point where it feels good. Breathe into the hip. This is just another version of the half pigeon we do on the floor. Exhale and release that foot down. Go ahead and tap it if there's any tension there. Bring the left side up. Once again, paying attention to your balance on the sits bones. Grab a hold of the foot and the knee. Lift up just ever so slightly and work it back and forth. Go ahead and release it down. Take the heel of both hands and push just very gently on the knee. Once again, opening that hip up. Breathe into it. You should feel a nice sense of release here. And release. Go ahead and pinwheel the feet back out to the sides. Once again, we're going to straighten the spine up high. Place the hands on the thighs just above the knee. Bring the right shoulder around as close as you can to meet the left knee as you twist the torso and look up to the left. Inhale, come up just a little bit. Exhale, push into that twist. Inhale all the way back up to center. Nice and tall. Exhale to the left side. Left shoulder, excuse me, right side. Left shoulder goes to the right side. Push the shoulder towards the knee. Inhale, come up just a bit. Exhale, once again, push that shoulder into the knee. And release and come up. Inhale, bring the hands up to goddess pose. Check your elbows, make sure they're as high as the shoulders. And we're going to act like a little satellite and move everything around to the right, keeping the shoulders at one piece with the elbows. And inhale back to the center. Exhale towards the left. Imagine you're just a big satellite here. Exhale towards the center. Good. And release the hands. Nice big shoulder rolls here again. Forward, up, and back. Forward, up, and back. Good. Let's go ahead and move the blocks out of the way. Bring the right leg across the chair seat. Drop the left knee down towards the ground. So you're opening up that hip that we just worked on by raising the knee. Let the knee fall towards the floor so you're on the top of the left foot. Make sure that you can grasp the floor securely with your right foot. If not, feel free to put the block under there to give yourself a few more inches to grab onto. And then we're going to rotate the shoulders towards the front of the chair and bring the arms up into warrior two. Bring your gaze to look out over that front hand. Big breath in. Exhale. Push down through the seat. Feel really grounded here. Inhale, bring the hands up and overhead. Exhale them down. Nicely done. Inhale, bring the right forearm to the top of the right leg. Left hand, you've got a choice here. You can bring it up to the full expression of a side angle so that the bicep is next to your ear, or you can have the arm just overhead if that feels better, or feel free to bring it around and wrap it behind your waist if that feels better today. If you're having the hand up at the top with a full pose, I want you to inhale in, and as you exhale, rotate the whole rib towards the ceiling. And look up. Make sure you're not putting too much weight on that front leg. Arms should just be resting there slightly. Inhale and come up. Go ahead and clasp the hands behind you. Roll the shoulders back. Bring the chest forward to the inside of the front knee for a humble warrior. Inhale and come up the center. Nice. Come around to the center. Tap everything out here. Do the same thing on the other side. So we can bring the left thigh across the chair. We're going to drop that right hip off the chair so it opens it up again, hopefully creating a sense of release there for you from where we did the hip stretch before. Top of the foot's on the floor, so you've got a nice steady base. Roll the shoulders towards the front of the chair. Bring those arms up. Look out over the front. Feel the strength in the warrior pose. This is a really good pose to root with. Make sure your arms are at shoulder height, not above or below. Exhale, drop that front arm onto the front leg. Right arm comes up to your choice of inverted side angle pose today. And rotate and look under that arm. Bring the gaze up. We always bring the gaze up. Inhale and come back up to center. Go ahead and drop the hands behind the back. Roll those shoulders, open the heart up. Bring the chin forward, humble warrior. Once again, notice any difference between the sides. If you have more openness on one side than the other, just notice. And today, as you move through your day, you might want to do a couple of stretches on that side. Go ahead and exhale and come up. Bring everything back to center. We're going to stay out here on the front of our chairs for the time being. Go ahead and reach for your strap. If you're at home, a belt works just as well, or a cord or a rope. And for those of you that have shoulder injuries, I want you to take care here and just work it up like this. And then we're going to work the elbows down and up. The rest of us are gonna go overhead. So go ahead and clasp the strap wider than shoulder distance apart. So you want your arms coming out at an angle from the side. Inhale, bring the strap up very slowly. Bring it up above the head. And then if you're able to drop it down below in the back, great. And back up. For those of you with shoulder injuries, just feel free to bend the elbows, bring the strap up close to the forehead, and drop it down. These are both good for triceps, the muscles on the back of the arms, which is what we use when we do a push-up or a chaturanga in yoga. And feel free to alternate these if you want to, doing the elbow and then the shoulder. And you'll feel the next time you let yourself down in a vinyasa or a chaturanga that your arms will be a little bit stronger. It's all about the tricep in these poses. And this is also a nice one to do. This is time of year we all wear tank tops and our arms are out. And you're gonna look good.
I think it's gonna take one.
Consistency is the key. We don't have to do a lot. We just have to do it on a regular basis. That's what I found. You know, it used to be when I was younger, I would try and go to these marathon classes and marathon running and everything. And I realized over time, go ahead and release your strap. It isn't really necessary. If you do small things every day on a consistent basis, you see some real gains over time. You see some real improvement. And a lot of these poses I would recommend as you're at home when you're watching TV. Sometimes we just sit for hours with the TV or the computer on. Feel free to do some of these poses while you're sitting there and wake up your body a little bit. They say that sitting for a long time is one of the worst things we can do for our health. And just by doing some of these little movements, it will help you. Okay, let's go ahead and take that strap. Now move your hips back about halfway on the chair. We're going to loop the strap around the right foot, just at the ball of the foot. And grab a hold of it with both legs. Bring it up. So now that the foot is parallel to the hip, inhale, bring it up just a little bit higher. Keep that posture nice and high. Push that belly button in. Tighten the core muscles in the tummy. Hold. 3, 2, 1, and bring it back to level. Release the shoulders a little bit. Inhale, bring it up. Hold. 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Feels good to push through the heel in this pose. You'll create more space in the back of the leg. Bring it up and hold. 3, 2, 1. Watch the posture. Good. Now go ahead and grab that strap in the right hand. Take your left hand and grab a hold of the seat of the chair for good balance. And we're just going to bring that leg around to the right as far as feels good for your hips, opening them up. Once again, concentrate on the core, keeping everything tight, keeping the shoulders up nice and high. Exhale, bring it back to center. Again, inhale, shoot that foot out to the right, push through the heel, raise the shoulders up high. Feel the tension that strap causes, and you can use that to your advantage to balance here. Bring it back to the center. And again, inhale to the right, shoulders come high. Hold. 3, 2, 1, and bring it back. Good job, release. We'll switch to the left side now. Strap goes on the ball of the foot. We're going to hang on with both hands to start out. Start with the foot parallel to the hip. Check your spine, check your posture, pull the belly muscles in tight. Inhale, bring it up high. How are you doing on this side compared to the others? Stretch better, worse, just the same. Exhale, bring it back down.
This side is much tighter.
Is it? Are you right-handed?
I'm left-handed.
Okay, that would explain, yeah. Because you use the left side a lot more. Probably carry your hand back there and right there, and that's normal. So push your heel up just a little bit more on that side. Does that feel good? Good. And let it back down to the center. One more time with a lot of effort. Inhale, bring that foot up, push through the heel. Feel the balance. You could just hang out here all day because it's a nice strap. And exhale, release. Go ahead and grab the strap in the left hand, hang on to the chair with the right hand, and we're gonna bring that hip over, bring the foot over to the left. Keep the heel pushing out. Inhale back to center. Exhale out to the side. See if you go a little farther each time. Inhale back to center. One more time. Exhale out. And bring it in. And release. Well done. Go ahead and bring your hips over to the right side of the chair. Balance on the left foot, so make sure you've got a good steady base there so the whole foot is flat on the ground. Feel free to use your block if you have trouble reaching here. We're going to shoot that right hip out, that right leg out, and open the hip up. You want the entire bottom of the foot to be on the floor. So you've got kind of a kickstand here. And then you're going to slide that right hand down the leg, bring the left hand overhead. Practice your best swan lake movement here. Nice and graceful, arch in the arm, big stretch through the side body. Inhale, come up just a little bit. Exhale, slide that hand down just a little bit further. Great. And come back up. And we'll come over to the right side. Left leg goes out to the side. Again, you look down, make sure the foot is solid on the floor on both sides. Chest comes up high, slide the left hand down, bring the right hand overhead. Inhale up just a bit. Exhale, bring it down. And release. Nice. Go ahead and clasp the hands over here. We'll do another side stretch just to make sure we keep everything loose there. And again, if this is uncomfortable for the shoulders, you can do it right here. That's no problem. And we're just going to go over to the side. Notice how you can go farther when the leg isn't extended. And back up to center. Exhale over to the left. And good. Let's push the chairs forward and come up to a standing position today. Do a couple little standing poses. And if this gets to be too much at any point, feel free to go to your chair and I can show you some modifications to do this sitting down. But we're going to start out with our feet about a foot distance apart. Look down, make sure the feet are parallel. So they should look like the number 11 down below you. And again, we're going to raise our toes up and spread them out as wide as we can. It looks funny when you look down, but it gives you a nice space for balance. And then holding on to the back of the chair, inhale, come up onto the ball of the feet. Nice and high, bring the chest up, bring the spine up, come as tall as you can. Exhale, bring it back down to the ground. Inhale, up on the ball of the foot. Nice extension through the spine. Exhale, bring it back down. One more time. Inhale, up high. Stretch just a little bit more this time. Beautifully done. And bring it down. Bringing the weight to the left foot. Go ahead and grab on with both hands again. We're going to raise the right foot up with the foot flexed. Lead with the heel rather than the toes. So see if you can bring the heel up first and have the toes pointed down towards the floor a little bit. What this does is isolate this area right in here, these big hip muscles that we need so much to get in and out of the chair in the car. Exhale, let it down, but don't let it touch the ground. Just hover. Inhale it back up. Exhale it down nice and slow. Inhale it back up. Exhale it down nice and slow. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Come back to the center position, up on the ball of the feet again. And down. Again, up on the ball of the feet, really stretch the feet out. And down. And one more time, up. And down. Now concentrate on bringing the weight to the right foot, holding onto the back of the chair. We're going to lead with that left knee, our left heel coming up first, toes pointing down, up to the side as high as you can, keeping your form. Exhale it back down, not touching the ground or the other leg, just hovering, and send it back out to the side again. And down. Inhale back up. And down. And one more time, up. And very slowly bring it back to center. Good. Go ahead and step it out. We did a lot of leg work last week, and I find that after that, I'm stiff this week. So these little exercises are good to loosen everything back up again. Go ahead and push your chair forward just a little bit if you have a wall behind you to make sure that you've got room. And I'm going to have you bring your feet back just about a foot more, so you're slightly leaning into the chair. Now pay attention to the spine. You want to imagine that you've got a straight line from the tailbone going up to the shoulders. So rather than being hunched over or pushing through too much so we're arched, we're just in a nice straight line here. And I'm going to ask you to bring your right foot back, point the toe, raise it up. So now we're actually working the glutes as high as you can. Hold, 3, 2, 1, and bring it back down, but not touching, just to the ground. And up, and hold, 3, 2, 1, and down. And one more time, back up, hold, 3, 2, 1, and down. Bring the weight to the right foot, point the left foot back behind you. Raise the shoulders and spine up nice and high. Inhale that foot up, hold, 3, 2, 1, and down. Up, 3, 2, 1, and down. And one more time, up, 3, 2, 1, and down. Good. And walk it out of the bed. Bring your feet to the side of the mat with the toes pointing outward. Make sure your knees are also pointing outward. We're going to hang on to the back of the chair and do a little bit more of our ballet work for our plies. Bring the hips down as the knees go out to the side. Spine stays nice and tall, no hunching here. When you get to the point where you feel like you're going to start hunching over, stay there. Just hold it. Feel the way your legs are working for you. Very slowly bring it on up. Nice big breath at the top. One more time, bring the knees out. Lower the hips down. Hold, 3, 2, 1, and back. And one more time. Lower the hips down, bring the knees out. Yogi's choice, if you want to do anything with your hands to let go of the chair, or if you feel more comfortable holding the chair today, whatever works for you. Let the legs do the work. Everything else is nice and high. And release up. Good. Go ahead and step back just a little bit further from the chair. Now you want your feet to be about 6 inches apart or hip bone distance apart. Make sure the feet are face forward. Go ahead and bend the knees, shooting the glutes out towards the back as if you're reaching for a chair behind you. And in Yogi's choice, this is chair pose. If you'd like to let go of the chair and bring your hands to heart center, bring the elbows out to the side so you're nicely balanced. If not, feel free to hang on to the chair here. Again, we're working these quads and hamstrings. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and turn to the right. See if you can bring your left knee to the outside of that right leg. Check your knees, make sure they're still facing forward. Twist and look over the right shoulder. Inhale everything back up to standing. This is our peak pose. It gets easier after this. Stick with me here. Go ahead. Inhale, bend the knees, glutes go back, hands come to prayer position. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Everything comes to the left. Put that elbow on the outside of the right leg. Rotate the ribs and look up over the elbow. Exhale, come back to center. You did it. Go ahead and step back. Bring the head down between the arms into a standing downward dog. Drop the chest towards the floor so you can feel the fold in the back of the shoulders. Drop the chin just a little bit so the ears are hanging out next to the bicep. Make sure the legs are nice and straight, not locked. Make sure the back is nice and straight. Inhale, come up. Bend the knees slightly and bring the chest forward for Superman pose. Heels are just a little bit off the ground. Step the heels back down. Drop the head. One more time, head comes up. Bend the knees. Roll the shoulders back, chest forward. Exhale and walk it out. And then go ahead and slide your chair back and come back to the seated position. Go ahead and place your block under your feet so that they're a little bit higher. And your hips are out on the front of your chair again. Notice how this creates a little bit more space. We're going to work on the spine here. I'm going to do some small motions with the spine. So bring the chest forward. Bring the belly button forward. Concentrate on the head being balanced just above the spine. So this is your seated mountain pose. This is where you're nice and centered. Everything's balanced. You don't have to make too much effort through the legs because of the block. The seat is supporting you, so you don't have to make too much effort in the hips. The main effort is coming through the top of the body, through the spine, holding the shoulders back and holding the head high. And just imagine everything from the waist pushing down into the earth and rooting you and feeling solid. And everything above the waist, reaching up towards the sky, bringing you up into the air, raising you taller. So by this, you move through your day rooted on the ground, making good, solid decisions, but also dreaming and moving forward with everything in the top chakras of the body. Exhale, turn around to the right. This time, see if you can grab the lower backside of the seat. Left hand goes on the outside of the right thigh, and go ahead and pull with that back hand. So this is an assisted twist. So we're going to do it real slowly. We're going to slide that right shoulder back. Make sure that knee points straight forward because it wants to come with you to the right. So make sure it stays forward and pull and feel that stretch through the lower spine. Keep the chest nice and high. Exhale back to the center. Now we're going to grab hold of the chair with the left hand, right hand crosses over to the outside, and we're going to use the grasp on the bottom of the chair with our left hand to pull us around a little farther than we could do on our own. Feel that delicious twist in the lower spine. And exhale and come back to center. We'll finish with a couple of seated sun salutations. So we will remain on the front of our chair with our feet a little wider than hip distance. And I'll show you the sun salutation once and then we'll all move through it together. So we're going to be raising our hands up high, following it with our gaze, exhaling the heart center, opening the heart with cactus arms, coming to a forward fold. And then inhaling up with the right leg, exhale, up with the left leg, exhale, and coming back to center. And that's the entire motion. Okay, so start with the hands, palms facing out, shoulders back, gaze is high. Inhale, big yoga sweep upward, above. Inhale, hands to heart center. Stop and push into the heart here and see if you raise some heat in the body as your heart beating a little faster. Inhale, heart forward, arms back, opening up. Exhale, forward fold. Everything comes between the knees, down low. Inhale, oh, I didn't say the half lift. We do come to a half lift here. And then come back to a forward fold. Sorry about that. And then inhale up with the right knee up. Exhale it down. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale it down. And there you go. Let's start over. Hands out. Inhale, wide up and overhead to the sun. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift so the spine is straight. Exhale, forward fold once more. Inhale, come up with the right leg and down. Inhale, left leg and down and back to center. This is one of those exercises I was saying is great to do in front of the television because this will help the whole body move if you've been sitting a while. And it's good for our spirit too. Inhale, hands up overhead, sun salutation to the sun. Exhale, hands to your heart center, your beautiful heart. Inhale, bring that heart forward to the world, arms back. Exhale, forward fold down to bless the earth. Inhale, half lift, strong spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg comes up. And we bring it down. Inhale, left leg comes up. And we bring it down. Great. Roll those shoulders back. Feel how nice and elongated your spine is. We'll do our little tension releasing exercise with our feet today before we go into Savasana, because this helps to get rid of any anxiety that you may have built up in the body. So we're going to start out with the legs apart, raise up onto the right ball of the foot and drop it down. Raise up onto the left ball and drop it down. And then alternate back and forth and back and forth. And notice all the little crickly noises that your feet make. And then now both feet at once, up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. Now we're going to tap that right foot out. And there's some good music going. Stop, tap left foot out. Stop. Now grab a hold of the chair, tap both feet out. Nice, solid taps. You're mad at somebody that's the time to be steady. Later. Yeah. Those of you at home, you can really tap it out. Nobody knows. Go for it. Okay, and stop and feel. You have tingling in the legs? That feel good? Another good thing to do in front of the TV, if you start to feel kind of lethargic, which is what happens when we sit a long time, just doing that little exercise in the lower body, all the circulation gets going, and just think how lively you feel afterwards. It's a good feeling. Good. Okay, from that beautiful place, let's slide back onto our chair. Bring the left hand down to the lap. We're going to do some ujjayi breathing today, or excuse me, some alternate nostril breathing. So I'm going to ask you to take your hand, and if you can, some people's fingers won't do this, but if you can, isolate the ring finger and the pinky and the thumb. And we're going to place the thumb on the right nostril, close the eyes, breathe in and out just through the left nostril, then close the left nostril with that pinky finger, with that ring finger. The right thumb comes off and breathe in and out through the right nostril, in and out. Now close the right one, open the left one, in and out. Close the left nostril, open the right, in and out. Proceed to move through this alternate nostril breathing at your own pace, taking care that you're slowing down your breath, not speeding through it. Slower is better. And as you're doing this breathing, bring to mind the intention you set at the beginning of class. Check in with it again if you need to modify it, you need to change it, if you're excited about it. This Alternate nostril breathing opens up our brain and helps both sides to communicate with each other. So this is a good time to bring in an intention, because you can really perfect it, really bring to it what you want. One more side on each nostril. In, out, in, out. Bring the hand down. Place both hands in your lap with the palms facing up, left hand on top of the right. Let the hands just go flat, so they're just laying there and they feel pretty heavy in the lap. This is another place, if it's more comfortable for you, feel free to grab your block to put your feet on. Personally, I like it because I'm vertically challenged and I can barely reach the floor. And rest the feet on top of the block so they're nice and heavy. Let the heels fall off the back. So the gravity is working in your favor, bringing the lower part of the leg away from the knee. Feel the weight of the seat on the seat of the chair, and just imagine that you're pushing the chair down into the ground. You are so heavily grounded and rooted and ready to go today that you can almost dig the chair in. Bring your awareness to those belly muscles, tighten them in, bring the muscles inward towards the spine, raising the chest up just a little bit, opening that heart chakra, bringing the chin up slightly, and begin to move through deep breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you have any thoughts trying to intrude, just let them float by. Imagine they're on a cloud. Notice them. You don't have to do anything about it right now. You're taking a time out just for you. Every time your mind wanders, bring it back to just the breath, just the sensations in your body. And I've come up with a theme for this week, which is dealing with loss. And this will give us some tips on how to deal with loss and how to let go. Stop the world. Yoga teaches that feeling exhausted by an experience is a sign that you have depleted your life-giving prana or life force. To rebuild your energy reserves during tough times, disengage from the outside world through meditation, dhyana. And it doesn't have to be very long for you to have the benefits. The perfect state, untouched by suffering, is called yoga. Finding acceptance. Be patient with all that is uncertain in your heart. Do not search for answers which will not be given. You will not be able to live them, and it is important to live everything. Silent healing. Yoga views silence as a deep healer. When you're suffering in the aftermath of a loss, lie down in a quiet place, cover yourself with a blanket, and put on an eye mask. To enhance this relaxation, imagine you're close to a vast ocean on a sunny day. Inhale the sea air, holding it in your lungs for a moment before letting it go, along with any troubling thoughts. Turn your face to the sun and draw energy from the light. Aim to retain awareness of any comforting sensations after opening your eyes. The power of silence. True silence is the rest of the mind. It is to the spirit what sleep is to the body. Nourishment and refreshment. Go ahead and continue your deep breathing. Keep it in mind. Rest, relaxation, softness, self-care. very slowly begin to turn the head back and forth. Drop your hands down to the side, wiggle your fingers, feeling the weight of the arms. Bring your toes out to the front of your block and wiggle them. Again, noticing all those little sounds our body makes for us. Bring your hands to heart center. Drop the chin. The light and the spirit in me honors and cherishes the light and the spirit in each and every one of you. I hope that you move through your day with ease and relaxation.